Hello everyone and welcome to our channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Scaramouche. Well, Scaramouche was not the most promising whenever it came to that aspect. He did not really have any abs, at least not of the sort that you would see. Maybe they were very faint, maybe they existed, but honestly they could barely be seen at times. That did not mean they did not exist. In your eye, well, when it came to scare me, she would perceive anything and everything. He knew every detail about him, from the way where his navel was, that scar on the back of his neck, from a certain fight. Every detail, everything about him. He had printed it onto your brain, and remembered that. Because to you, Scaramouche was someone precious, someone important, someone whom you loved beyond belief. And to not remember every detail about him, well, that was a little bit disrespectful, especially how beautiful he was. So when he took off his shirt in front of you, ready to go swimming, you couldn't help but look at him for a little bit. And honestly, maybe seeing that on any other man, it would not have made you turn your eye at all. But this was Scaramouche, and you were already in love, so you didn't need anything to exist, abs or not. But you could still notice the faint way they were showing. So faint that anyone would not have caught it but you, because you knew him so well. Knew the expanse of his chest like your own hand. Maybe that says a lot about your relationship, but either way, you were going to appreciate him just as he deserved. He blushed a little bit with the way you were eyeing him, looking away. Would you stop looking at me like that? He said with a pout, and you couldn't help but giggle, wrapping your arms around him and pressing a soft kiss to his chest, then his lips, trying to kiss that pout off. Sure thing, Skara. Just wanted to get in a little kiss. Is that alright with you? Well, I guess I can't mind it so much now that it happened. But it's not bad. He murmured softly, and you can't help but laugh, kissing his cheek once more. And that's when the two of you got to swimming, deciding it was enough distracting him for now. Venti? Well, Venti may not have had that many apps, considering he had taken on that body of his. Well, the body may not have been of a very young boy, considering he had led an entire resistance. But still, Venti didn't want to change anything in it. So no matter how much fighting he did or what he did to gain any muscle, it didn't show. And it didn't matter truly to him. He didn't see the problem in lack of it, or in the presence of it. It didn't make a difference. So he never paid attention to that. But it was Saint still. He may have kept the original appearance of the body, but every now and then there were still some small changes. In the way he dressed a little bit, he had made his own adjustments to it. His hair, with that faint green, though he didn't know if he could control that himself. He had shown you a picture of the boy, and you can see that as the years had passed by, he'd been able to show some differences, though he was hesitant about making any. But you were proud of that, and he was able to do that more with you. So you noticed that slow appearance of abs on his body, and you admire them. And honestly, it was fair that you do. And it was not your fault at all that when you walked home, you saw him shirtless. So, you had virtually no choice but to wrap your arms around him, leave a soft kiss on his chest, and making his breath hitch and his cheeks go bright red. Hyan, what are you doing? He chuckled softly, and he couldn't help but laugh. Come on, Venti. You can't be so surprised. What are we? Aren't we dating? He nodded shyly, chuckling. I know, I guess I got caught off guard. I mean, you don't usually walk home to kiss me so fast. Should I take my shirt off more? He jokes. But to his surprise, you do not. And maybe he might just have to take your advice. Xiao. Xiao may look a little bit smaller than most, but he certainly has abs. And you see it clearly when he's wearing a very tight shirt. But imagine him not wearing a shirt at all. Well, he had just been out of the shower, a towel around his waist, shirtless, his hair wet and dripping down the expanse of his chest. And you were only a poor person who would have to suffer that beautiful sight. And you're human. You are very human and had those emotions inside of you. Seeing your boyfriend like that, well, it may have just awakened a couple of urges, and you couldn't help but whistle, making him look towards you and blush a little bit. Come on. Seriously, I don't look that good. You don't look that good because you look amazing. Stunning, Xiao. He whispers softly, going over to him, slowly wrapping an arm around him and pulling him close, smiling as you blushed and looked away, leaving a soft kiss on his abs, touching them with your hand. You know, you just seriously underestimate your charm and how beautiful you are sometimes. Seriously, I'm lucky. You're a catch. Just one hell of a catch, Xiao. He blushes brighter at that, huffing softly. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I do know. Unless you want me to prove it to you. He let out a cough, blushing brighter. I mean, no. You could, if you want to. He stuttered over his words, and slowly his face got redder and redder, and you couldn't help but laugh softly at him. Come on, child, don't sweat it. Are you sure? It's not that big of a deal. I assure you it isn't. He pressed a soft kiss down the side of his neck, and then to his chest, appreciating every touch that you got from him. And slowly you leaned up, looking him in the eyes, before leaning in with a soft kiss. Done. I proved it. Now come on, let's get ready. We don't want to be late. He nodded, a little bit startled by all of this, but he can't help but enjoy it. He would never tell you that, though. At least not until he's more used to it. So it's your job to make him used to that. And it's a pretty fine one, too.